Welcome everyone to tonight's live session. So, without any waste of time, let's go into what we have for tonight. I have a trending or a breaking news saying that a rights groups drag Justice Tsammani and other PEPT members to 70 world leaders over election judgment. So I think this election judgment, the issues, the controversies, around this election judgment that was given by the tribunal, it's not even ending anytime soon. It's not going to end anytime soon. So people are taking this bold step because the whole mistake, let me say, the whole issue we have around the judgment that was delivered, even by the Supreme Court, all started from the tribunal. We know at the tribunal level, they told us that Abuja does not have any special status. They also told us that the beavers the IREF do not have any relevance when it comes to deciding who won the election, and so many other issues, that Nigerians were thinking that these judges were going to use that opportunity to shine because all eyes were on Nigerians. I mean, on Nigeria as a country. People were looking at how judiciary was going to handle the last petition that was filed at the tribunal level. But when the tribunal didn't deliver the kind of judgment that Nigerians needed, we headed to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court also decided to uphold what the tribunal, had initially ruled. So now this right group is taking this bold step, and they are like saying that we can't just stop this issue at this point because to avoid a repetition, because if people don't really stand up, why people are not protesting in Nigeria is because of the way the security agents handle protests in Nigeria. It's as if it's one big crime that you are committing when you protest in Nigeria. So many parents will even tell their children, you dare not go. So many people have just cautioned themselves. And Mr. Peter Obi has told the supporters that he doesn't want protest. He believes, going through the legal way. And that was what we actually did. But see how all ended. So this right group is taking Tsammani and other members that worked with him before the world leaders. Let's see how this is going to play out because this has not ended well. Nigerians are not happy with the judiciary. You have seen the judiciary has been in the news, almost every day. There's one thing or the other to say about judges, if not at the tribunal level, at the appeal court, at the Supreme Court level. People are airing their disappointments, and the trust level is diminishing. I mean, people are no longer trusting the judiciary anymore. And you know what? I think Mr. Chidi Odinkalu made one revelation on how they are like abandoning other cases. They are just pursuing the election cases that has to do with election because it brings more money. It brings more money. That tells you why we're having this kind of judgments that we're having in Nigeria. So if you're a business person and you are in Nigeria, doing your business and your business has one problem or the other, don't you might end up not even seeing a judge attending to your problem in case you take it to court because they are paying attention mostly to election issues before them because those ones pay huge. Any politician that goes to court want to come out victorious, so they do anything they can do to ensure that that victory is awarded them. And this is why we have this serious mess that we have in our leadership and also in our politics. We just hope to see a cleansed judiciary. And that again, apart from that again, the Labour Party is like, shouting and saying that the Supreme Court has not even given them the certified true copy of the ruling they gave to they ruled recently, on this issue of election. Mr. Peter Obi finally went to the Supreme Court, but the certified true copy has not even been given to Mr. Peter Obi nor to the Labour Party lawyers. They don't have this copy, and they said they applied since October 26th. You can see it there. They've applied already, but the Supreme Court has not even found it needful to give them what they ruled. Is it that, are they scared? Is there anything wrong in that judgment? Why are they not giving it out for them to at least look into, because it's one thing to give oral judgment, it's another thing for you to get this certified true copy, which we know is even a stronger version of the ruling. You have to see it, it has a seal, you have to read it, and word by word, and see, go detail into what is contained in that judgment. But they've still not given it to the lawyers, to the Labour Party, nor that of Mr. Peter Obi. And this is really worrisome in a country that says we practice democracy. Is this not judicial hijack? This kind of matter that is so sensitive. This is one of the reasons why Nigeria is where it is today, because people are not satisfied with the ruling. Why not just give the public, give these certified true copies, and let people see what and what is contained in it? Because we need to know. We need to know how we arrived at, all the things we arrived at, what they told us, why the president should, keep occupying that position. We need to know. And I just hope that they will see the need for them to provide the Labour Party with this certified true copy, because it does not paint the judiciary, in a good light. They are crying and saying that people are saying the judiciary is corrupt, the judiciary is corrupt. But this is one of the reasons why Nigerians feel that we have a corrupt judicial system. You gave a ruling, and then the judgment, the copies of the judgment is taking this long for you to provide it. And they've applied. It's not as if they themselves, they are just complacent. They've applied and asked you, please give us this copy. Let's go, deep into what you rule. But till today, they've still not given them that the certified true copies. And that's why they are raising this alarm that the Supreme Court has just ignored their request for the judgment copies. This is coming from the Labour Party. I just hope that the judiciary will use this opportunity to cleanse its name, as in to rescue itself, because Nigerians are not happy with what we've seen so far. We are not happy with our judges. We are not happy with the kind of ruling, as if they are just standing with the ruling party. And they've been boasting, like the man in Plateau State was saying, that even if they go to the Supreme Court, we will tell them that we know even more people than the people they know. When somebody starts making that kind of statement, that no matter the court that they go to appeal, that they will outsmart them, because they already know more people, even people in more better position than the people that the PDP know. So Nigeria, we just have this issue. Like I always say, leadership has been a problem in Nigeria, and that is what is keeping us, lagging behind. This is one of the reasons why Nigeria is not where it is today. So in case you don't know, Mr. Peter Obi was invited to speak in a Commonwealth forum. This man, even after the election, world leaders still acknowledge Mr. Peter Obi. They know that he has wealth of information, ideas. He's loaded, with great inspirations. And you can imagine having someone like him as a president. I believe that Nigeria will really move forward faster, at a faster pace than what we are experiencing today. So this person tweeted and said, Mr. Peter Obi once said, only a presentable president who has global connections can pull Nigeria out of our current economic conundrum. But INEC and the judiciary didn't listen. So he was now trying to compare Mr. Peter Obi and the president. Look at Mr. Peter Obi, sitting with other world leaders. You can see them, having fun, happy, smiling. Every eyes, you can see all eyes are on him. People just admire this man, and you can imagine having him as the one steering the affairs of Nigeria. I think we will have a better Nigeria. So look at him speaking, and everybody is paying keen attention to him. Look at all eyes are just directed towards him. So we just need, so these are the pictures this person that tweeted attached to that tweet. And I just had to pick them one after the other to share with you guys. So he tried to compare him with the sitting president and was saying, look at him standing in isolation while, all those stuff. But what I'm trying to say is that for me, I think Peter Obi would have been he is the right person for this job, not just because of tribe, like people will look at it from the tribal aspect or religion or whatever. Like I always say, we've outgrown that stage. We just want a better Nigeria. We want a Nigeria. We want to elect leaders who are friends, with the citizens. They have that cordial relationship. See, this person tweeted and said, Peter Obi, your humility is admirable, sir. So he's like saying that Peter Obi can relate with anybody. I don't know if you've once seen him at the airport, or even when he's trying to get to the airport, or he's just walking on the streets of Onitsha. I don't know if you've got to see the way he talks to people, just like an ordinary man. He's not this type that if he's walking, just a security man, like using his ankle, to push people, even if they fall, to break down their teeth. It does not bother anybody. But that is not the person of Peter Obi. He relates with the big, the small, the tall, the short, the white, the black, whatever. Any level you find yourself, you become a friend to Mr. Peter Obi. So his humility, everybody admires that. And apart from that, not just the humility, he has this leadership skill, that is so unique. He once said he does not engage himself in anything he knows is wrong, except if he does that thing ignorantly, without knowing, oh, something is hiding behind the scene. But if he knows this thing is wrong, he will never. I've not seen a politician who comes out to boast like that, Mr. Peter Obi is one man that, I wish we have him. That Ahmed said, people like Peter Obi, they are rare. They are not easily found. That is his deputy, the vice presidential candidate for the Labour Party. He said, where are the likes of Mr. Peter Obi? Where can you easily find people like that? People who have, the good of others at heart, who have empathy. They want to help. They want to be. Look at him coming to tell Nigerians that I'm not even desperate to be president. I shouldn't be talking about 2027 election by now, when Nigeria is in a mess. And then you look at the leaders who are leading us now, already planning against 2027, despite the problem we have currently in Nigeria. Look at the economical problems. Many investors are leaving. I don't know, there's this man that was interviewed on Arise Television, was it last week? He was revealing how companies are leaving the country. Because as it stands now, we don't have as in, you don't feel the impact of somebody, a new leadership in place. You don't feel that feeling is not there. Oh, somebody, because when people come into office, even if they will not work, that initial time, they want to shake everywhere. They want people to feel their presence. But we've not really seen that play out, with this current administration. And one keeps wondering, did they come to serve, or do they have any other agenda? Nigerians are really, really worried at this moment, looking at the way things are going in our country, because we know that we can have a better country than what we have today. So let me also share with you guys some other headlines that I have all gathered and made some inquiries. So like you can see, the president is already talking about borrowing, borrowing, borrowing. It's not about being creative. It's not about thinking outside the box. It's just all about, let's get the money. This is the mentality Buhari came in with. Buhari came in with that mentality of, what do we do now? Let's just get the money. Remember when they came in, Buhari's regime, they recovered so much from the previous administration, the PDP members, the likes of Desiani, them and all that. Some of their properties were seized, they were maybe sold on auction and all that. People were thinking that government of Buhari was going to work and clean the system up. But at the end of the day, what happened? We now had a more corrupt Nigeria than they met it on ground. So now this president has equally come in. Look at how they want to, steer the ship of this country by borrowing, the same thing that Buhari did. Tinubu 6 reps approval for 8.6 billion, not naira. I don't know if you can see the currency, the dollars. And then the next one is in euros, 100 million. Nigerians, is this country for sale? This money is huge. I wonder what they want to use it for. I'm just wondering what they want to use this amount of money to do. And the reps will just, their way of approving it, provided it's coming from the presidency, they are there to, like, do his bidding, whatever he asks them to do. So this is what we are talking about. Peter will be talking about creativity, stopping this consumption mentality and going into production so that Nigeria can start exporting. When we export, we earn more dollar, and that will stabilize our economy, will strengthen our naira, will give job to the people. This is what somebody that really wants to lead a country, you want to help that country to come out from the mess it's into. But now they are borrowing more money, meaning that if we were to pay the one that Buhari paid, as in our unborn children, maybe the next 10th generation was going to pay it. Now, these more borrowings, you should be extending it to the next 20th generation. So these people do not have idea. And for me, these people are old. They are old. Tinubu must have done some things, in Lagos. Then, according to them, they said he built Lagos. That was when he was more younger. Why will you take this position and you are busy traveling? You are currently not in Nigeria. I think, okay, he'll be leaving tomorrow, Wednesday, for the UAE, or he has left today, I don't know. But the news said he will be going to the UAE for Global Summit. So he has been going. He just came back from Germany, and now he went to Saudi. He came back. He went to Germany. Now he's going to the UAE and all that. They are just busy traveling. And the more they travel, the more the little resources we have is being wasted. Nobody is thinking outside the box. What do we do? How do we empower the farmers? How do we fix our educational system? Before you know it, these 4 years is gone. And nothing you will hardly see anything being achieved. So talking about leadership and the age of people, how old are these people who come to occupy this sensitive position? Let me take you to this video that talks about the president of South Sudan. This man has not been feeling fine. We all saw last time when he was like standing with the military. We saw him messing himself up. And recently, they still brought him. They had a kind of summit for Eastern African countries, and he was meant to address the public. You need to hear him speak. Let me just play that clip for you.
Thank you very much. Okay. Your Excellency, Samia Suluhu, President of the United Republic of Rwanda, of Tanzania, Your Excellency, Felix Tshisekedi, representing President of Uganda, of Congo.
It's okay. Tshisekedi, President of DRC.
Yeah.
Tshisekedi, President of DRC.
Yeah. Distinguished guests, the steps I have just mentioned above were affected by the challenges of peace implementation in my country. I sincerely appreciate the East African Community heads of state for waiving the arrears accrued to South Sudan during the 22nd Ordinary Summit. From from now onwards, South Sudan commits to commits reunite, remit to remit its required annual contribution on timely basis.
Oh my God. So, guys, you could see when we talk about leadership, the worst part is that these people, when they are old, they don't want to make way for the younger ones. That is the biggest problem. So, this man is not feeling fine, but he feels he should still occupy that position. And you can just understand the state of his health. He's not even like getting what is happening. He does not even understand what is happening. So you still have this kind of person as the president of a country. Tell me how that country is being managed. Just tell me, how is that country being managed? Yeah, that's Africa for you. We have leadership problem. And when we say the youths, the younger people should take over leadership, they will tell you they don't have experience. They don't have experience. Who told you they don't have experience? We have world leaders today who are very young and they are doing great things. So let me allow you also listen to what Kenneth Okonkwo, he was on AI television, and he also condemned what the judiciary has been doing for some time now. Because of the way this ruling has been going, I tell you, many Nigerians have just like lost their faith in the system. So this person said today the National Assembly is a photocopy of the executive. We used to say that Senator Lawal is a rubber stamp, but now we have a photocopy. That's Kenneth Okonkwo for you. And he was really lamenting, as to the way things are being managed in the country, the way the president removed the subsidy that has led to many Nigerians being poor today. Remember, in Nigeria, it's not just that we have poor people, we have rich people joining the poor population in Nigeria because things are not really working. And together with this instability of a naira that has affected so many businesses, you can just import a particular good, at a certain rate. Before you know it, naira has fallen, and then you'll be at loss. You will not even know whether to like go again to buy more to sell, or just to wait and see what happens to the naira in the next 1 week. So people are just frustrated. People are lamenting. People are lamenting. And that's why we condemn the demolition that is going on in Lagos State. You are demolishing people's property at such a time like this, just because the election, the APC didn't win in Lagos State, and you feel that demolishing people's property would be the best way. Just look at the economical situation in Nigeria. The economic situation in Nigeria is something that is biting into people's lives, not just people from a certain tribe. It's affecting everybody. By the time you demolish people's property, you are also sending signal to those who are supposed to come into the state to invest that your investment is not secure, because any government can just come in and see why they should destroy a particular property. It may not just belong to this group of people who are suffering it. It can belong to anybody. But this kind of thing sends strong signal. This is just because of the desperation among our politicians. You didn't win in your state, and you feel the visitors that came in, let me call them strangers, people from other states who now reside in your state, they are the reason why you didn't win. And you think the only way to like make them pay for not allowing you to is to go after them. Honestly, things should be done rightly. Even if these people had built on the wrong parts of Lagos, or maybe on waterways or whatever, there is a way to do it. You give them time. People were saying they were not even given notice. Nigerians, you weren't given notice, and somebody was lamenting that he spent over 300 million in raising that structure, and just within this a twinkle of an eye, everything was brought down. No notice was given. And some of them were lamenting that they are even encroaching into the will I call it, into the body of that land, not just on the waterway. After that, those on the waterway were destroyed. They now start coming inside to also demolish. And one keeps asking, is this the kind of Nigeria we want? Let's do things as leaders. Anyway, that's by the way. Let me just allow you listen to what Kenneth Okonkwo said, and I'll go back again to that.
I am of the opinion that the opposition so far has failed and failed woefully in Nigeria.
Since when has this failure started? Is it of recent?
From May 29, 2023. And I'm talking about, of course, you know it has failed from 1999. I'm just talking about as in this regime. Good. Why am I saying so? A president in his inaugural speech committed an abuse of power, committed a desecration of rule of law.
What do you mean by that?
Fuel subsidy is gone.
It has a policy pronouncement.
No.
It falls within the powers of the president. No. You may quarrel with the process, but he has the power to take executive decision.
The president has no power to appropriate any money to any issue in Nigeria. And once appropriated, he has no power to go against it. There is already a law, PIA, that said subsidy cannot go until the end of June. It is a law. The job of the president is to execute, to administer and implement the laws.
So what should have been the reaction of the opposition?
The opposition should have immediately screamed. This is not a dictatorship. You were not elected to impose your will. There is a law already existing. You cannot even mention it.
No, that thing didn't come up from the opposition. Not as much as...
At all. They were busy struggling for post in the National Assembly. Struggling. And then this same person came out and chose leaders for you. And none of them could scream. Today, the National Assembly is a photocopy of the executive. We used to say that Senator Lawan is a rubber stamp. But now we have a photocopy.
What's the difference between the two?
Rubber stamp is that I can stamp my authority on you. Photocopy is that you are me. Existing in another form.
So that is Kenneth Okonkwo for you. You know, when the president supported Senator Akpabio, what will you expect from him? He will equally want to reciprocate. And that's why they will be the one to decide. Like the president will want to say this person should be the party chairman, this person should be the Senate leader, the House of Rep leader, because these are people he feels whatever he tells them they will want to do, whether it suits the Nigerian people or not. So leadership in Nigeria has just gone wayward, honestly. We are not getting things right. And I'm just wondering, with the kind of leadership we have today, who is going to cleanse the system? Who is going to cleanse up the mess we have today? Who is going to cleanse it up? These people, they just want to grab power, snatch it, hold it forever. The APC is not willing to let go. You've seen they're already strategizing against 2027 when currently things are not working in Nigeria. Nobody cares. The House of Assembly, the Senate, they are all going home with their Christmas packages. There are Nigerians who can't feed today, who do not even have hope on how they are going to survive the next day. And these people are going home with this huge amount of money. And you've seen what the president is going to borrow, how much he's going to borrow in dollar and also in euros. They are just busy looking for who is going to give us money, who is going to give us money. Initially, it used to be China. But I think Chinese, they've learned their lesson. They are no more, giving them that open hand in borrowing. They are going to World Bank and all these other places who will give you that money and give you the rate at which you'll be paying your interest. And though it will not be comfortable for Nigeria, they want to collect it and keep servicing. In case you don't know, we use like 90-something% of our revenue in servicing debt. Somebody was raising an alarm. He said it will soon get to the point that Nigeria will not be able to service its debt. Nigeria will not be able to service its debt. So you can imagine getting to that state when our debt will not be, it won't be possible for us again to service our debt. So we'll just look forward to a new Nigeria. And it's going to come if we both stand firm in this fight in ensuring that a new Nigeria is born. So I've talked to you about this image of Mr. Peter Obi. He was recently in his alma mater, but he quickly ran and went for this program. And you can see that people are welcoming him and they enjoy listening to Mr. Peter Obi because of his ideas. And we just wait for that time when that opportunity will be given to him to become the leader of Nigeria. Though he has said he's not desperate, but Nigerians want him. Nigerians who really want the country to survive want Mr. Peter Obi to become our leader because we want a better Nigeria. As for the political class, they are just there for their own, not for you and I. So before this time, I had a live session where I showed you guys how much the governor of Borno State spends. He used 3 billion naira just within the space of 3 months to run his office. So I was like saying that you can imagine using this money to empower some of these youths to prevent them from joining all these radical groups. You can imagine using it to help some of these girls who do not even know their left from their right. And at the end of the day, you see even the bandits marrying them off, equipping them, empowering them. But our leaders don't care. Our leaders, they don't care. That's the kind of problem we have in Nigeria. These people don't care. The wastages that we have in government here is so huge, and they just keep borrowing and borrowing. All these revelations are coming after that of Lagos was exposed, how they used money, they mismanaged the state resources. And they've not even come out to debunk all those. They came just to justify why they were using those money for those purposes. It's not as if it's only Babajide Sanwo-Olu that came out to say the 2 billion for farm is 2 million, not 2 billion. Because Nigerians were questioning, what are they using all this farm for? They were buying air freshener and all that. Why use this amount of money to buy things that make no sense for the country, instead of using it in investing in our country? Don't be surprised very soon ASU will be going on strike just because they're asking for peanuts, and these people are busy enjoying themselves. So that is it. Mr. Alex Otti has been praised in Abia State. Like we all know, he's really doing a very good job. This man has really worked, within these few months that he has been in office. He has really shown that leadership is not rocket science, like people will say. You can fix a particular state or even a country without overstressing yourself. He's so strategic, working with some good organization, getting support. Even if he gets it as loan, you can see it being implemented, being used. You can see him using the money for the good of the people. So this is an expressway. They call it Umuahia-Aba Port Harcourt Expressway, which is very, very important in making business, business easing the way business is being, carried out in the state. So this road is of great importance to the people of Abia State, and he has taken it upon him to ensure that this road is fixed. He has promised that he's going to ensure this road is ready for use before the Christmas people begin to come home. And I think this is why we talk about leadership and the need for us to have the right leaders in Nigeria. When you have the wrong leaders, once they get into office, they want to calculate how much they spent during election, and they will quickly want to, refund that money either to themselves, or in case they borrowed it, they want to give it back to whosoever they borrowed it from, before they're even talking about listening to our cry, But when you gain organic love, like Mr. Otti witnessed organic love, although he really worked during the campaign, I saw him personally going from places, as in he met with market men, women, he went to different villages, he really campaigned. Unlike the people who will be begging to come for debate, they will tell us that, who am I coming to debate with? Is it Peter Obi? Is it Atiku? Who am I coming to? They will tell us that the president is not, their candidate is not yet ready for debate. When he's ready, they will let us know. And that was how we kept waiting for the time to come for debate until it was election time. And they knew that Nigerians were going to vote them out. They didn't have any option than to use INEC. And when INEC held the people hostage, the INEC chairman told us to go to court. We've gone to court. We have seen what the court has done. There is no justice coming close anytime soon in Nigeria because of this political class. But when you are genuine and you really want to work for the people will love you. Look at Otti now. People are supporting him, Anywhere you go, people are praying. I've seen people praying for him. He even works from his home. It's not so safe for a person in his position to work from his own house. Security-wise, it's not advisable. But he does that. He's not even working from the state government house. He works from his home. And everywhere is still peaceful because even the armed robber knows that he is working for the state. Why would they go after him? That's what Mr. Peter Obi always says, that he walks freely on the streets of Onitsha. Who is coming after him? Why would they want to come after him? When he had opportunity to be the leader in that state, he served them well. So why would people want to come after him? So the same thing you can see in Otti. When he walks, he does not even carry this bunch of security that you see, and he walks from his hometown without any issue. So leadership is really the issue we have in Nigeria. But when you see some of these leaders going, their security men will be in the front pushing the citizens who are even trying to capture him, or some of them that are even his supporters. You see them being pushed to the extent they want to break their teeth. But leadership, let's keep it simple and keep it real for the Nigerian people. Just give the people those minor things we are asking for. Good road, good water, schools, give us some good blocks and good learning environments. These are some of the things Nigerians want, not even big things. We are not asking for much. So guys, this is it for today. And lastly, I want you to listen to this latest development about passports. They said they want to start issuing passports, and they are saying that it's going to be more easier. If you are not living in Nigeria, you must have been having some difficulty in getting your passport because there's this number, whether they call it B, there's a number they said you have to get from your local government. And if you are not living in Nigeria, you just keep wondering, how do they expect you? Will you just because of that travel to Nigeria to go and get it? But when I listened to this clip, I felt possibly it's going to relieve so many people of that burden of trying to know how to get your passport. And this is also going to start from home, the implementation of what you are going to watch now. So just take a look and you might find this relevant.
Guest tonight on the program, we're having a conversation on the mandate of his ministry. Let's get back to the conversation. But I remember that you promised, it was on this program, you promised that you were going to clear the backlog of passport, which you came back and you said it has been cleared. You promised automation and the ease of applying for passport in Nigeria. Has that been done?
Well, we promised we gave a date. We said December. That's what we said. Mm-hmm. And I can tell you we are 99% done. In fact, we've done the testing, and we should be going live in the next 1 week or thereabout. And as I said, that will ensure that Nigerians, all they need to do in an immigration center, a passport center, is just biometrics, just to take your fingerprint. That's all.
So you do all of those other processes.
Everything is going to be
pre-biometrics, everything in the comfort of your home.
Yes, of course.
On your phone,
including uploading your passport picture, or
just like
uploading of your supporting document.
Your visa.
Exactly. So we are doing that. I think it's a minor. We have gone beyond that. In fact, we've gone through it. They would have gone live about 2 weeks ago, but I saw some errors when they came to do presentation, and I said, no, this cannot be this. This cannot be this. We're talking about balancing national security as well as convenience. There must be a middle point. You cannot bring discomfort on the basis of insecurity or in basis of enhancement of security. You must find a meeting point of both security and, of course, comfort.
So that would be like a Christmas gift to Nigeria.
No, it's going to be. And again, apart from that, as I promised on this year, I said by February, all our international airports will have e-gates. Once you are a Nigerian and you are coming to Nigeria, You have no business in an immigration officer, except if you are a person of
If you're an
interest.
American citizen.
Yes, so I felt this information, if it's really going to work the way they are saying it, because it's one thing to make all these fat promises, it's another thing, to see them implementing it. So he's like saying that it will be easy for us to apply for our passports, whether you are in the country or outside the country. You can just even do it through your phone and upload your photos, everything. Possibly they might post it to you or have a means of sending it to you if the passport is ready. So if this is really what is going to be all about, I think it's going to like relieve so many people, because for those living abroad, sometimes you may want to leave, like you may leave Germany to go to Italy to go and make your passport. You may want to leave a country like Austria to go to Italy to go and make your passport. Or just like that, people just keep traveling and spending huge amounts of money, because it's not like in Nigeria you use like 10K to pay for your transport fare. In abroad is more expensive, moving from one country to the other. So, and the inconveniences, you may want to like book for hotel and all that, where you are going to spend your night, because sometimes this process does not just take one day. It might take 1 to sometimes even up to a week. They might ask you to wait and pick up your passport and you want to wait. Sometimes you ask, there are a lot of things going. Nigeria is still Nigeria, even though they are still outside the country. That gene, is still there. Things are not being handled properly. So, but if this is going to work, for me, I think it's really a welcome development, that if you're in Nigeria, you can just stay in your house to apply for your passport, and before you know it, they've given it to you. We just hope to see how all this play out, because Nigeria is not that secure. Remember, during the time of Buhari, we had people who are not Nigerians who are even having Nigerian ID card. So you can imagine, if they make it like this, how will it not be possible for somebody from Niger to apply as a Nigerian citizen? Because you can easily get approval, even if it needs getting approval from some of these chiefs. Some of them can easily get it. Some of them can easily get it. So we saw people who are not Nigerians voting during the election. They got the PVCs. We saw people who are not Nigerians carrying Nigerian passport. We've seen people who are not Nigerians, having Nigerian ID card and all that. So I just don't know how they are going to like prevent this aspect of having some fraudulent activities attached to this. But in generally, I think it's a welcome development for those who are genuine, who just want to have their passport with them. This is really a welcome development, that it will be easy for you to apply and then have your passport possibly posted to you or sent to the address that you'll be giving to them, and that will ease us some level of stress. So guys, this is all I have for you guys tonight. We look forward to a new Nigeria, and like I told you guys, that the some right groups, they've dragged Justice Tsammani and other members that worked with him, to just to some world leaders. Let's know what is happening in Nigeria, because we can't just allow all that happened after the 2023 presidential election to just be a bygone. Or lest we have a repetition of it again, come next election, which you already know they are strategizing already against that. So, and we also we saw that Peter Obi and the Labour Party are like raising alarm that the Supreme Court has not given them copies of the judgment they handed over to them, the judgment they ruled, in favor of the sitting president. They've still not gotten the certified true copies, which they've applied, but they've refused. Let me not say refused, but they've still not given it to them, and we don't know why. So they should bring it out so that people will be able to read, in case there will be still controversies like we've seen in Kano State, the judgment being different from what is in the copies that was given, the oral judgment being different from the written judgment. So they just have to give Peter Obi that the CTC copies of the ruling, and we saw the money that the sitting president is asking for approval for them to borrow, meaning that this borrowing is not ending anytime soon. Nigerians will just keep paying and paying for debt until whenever. So that is all I have for you guys tonight. We look forward to a new Nigeria. We look forward to having the right people in places of, sensitive places of leadership. We look forward to the Nigeria of our dream. So I want to say a very big thank you for joining me tonight. Please don't forget to like this video so that YouTube can recommend it to more people, and also subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell for more updates. With this, I want to say a very big thank you for staying with me till now. God bless you and have a good night's sleep. Bye.